But I managed to get in at half time. I ran straight to the loo and had a like boom moment.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're looking at the funniest behind-the-scenes moments and stories from the England football team.
They've been warned if they do attend, time with players will be strictly limited.
Number 10. We was robbed.
My next destination is England's training base at Swope Soccer Village.
Before the England team even got to play a match in the 2026 World Cup, there was bad news. Just ahead of the tournament, the BBC reported that, while en route from Florida to Kansas City, England's training equipment was nicked from one of the team vehicles.
Town England has already encountered some trouble in Kansas City. KCPD says 2 people have been taken into custody as it investigates a theft of items inside the English national team's transport vehicles.
The equipment was rapidly recovered for the most part, but the team was still left high and dry for a while. But it didn't seem to have fazed the players too much, since they went on to beat Croatia 4-2 in their first match of the group stages. It was a relief to everyone involved that the thieves apparently didn't realise the value of the expensive football boots, and those weren't pinched.
You can't tell the story of soccer in Kansas City without Swope Soccer Village, and this facility hosted the US men's national team, women's national team, Manchester United.
Number 9. Gazza in the dentist chair.
At the end of my road, they're outside my house with cameras and everything. It's frightening really, because all I want to do is just live my own life.
You could fill a whole list with off-the-wall stories about Paul Gascoigne, but we're going to talk about the origins of his iconic goal celebration. Ahead of Euro 96, the England team headed to Hong Kong for some wild partying. The team was infamously snapped, taking it in turns to sit in a dentist's chair while the others poured booze into their mouths, including Gazza.
And what I've started doing now, and it's worked, is I don't read the papers.
No. Though a minor scandal emerged in the pill-clutching tabloids, the public loved it, and Gazza made the moment immortal after scoring against Scotland in the tournament. He recreated it on the pitch, albeit with bottles of water and juice instead of alcohol.
I'm working so hard to behave myself and be be something I'm not, and the trouble is I'm just one of the lads, really, to be fair.
Well, you don't want to be
enjoying myself.
Number 8. FC ratings.
I don't even want to talk about it. 71 pace, that's a lie.
Oh my God, 65.
I'm not even going to make a comment
I'm not 65, bro. Do you know I'm not 65?
That's a disgrace.
Every time there's a new FIFA, or indeed a new EA Sports FC as it's been rechristened since 2023 after FIFA's licensing deal with EA ended, the squad gets together to look at their virtual player ratings. In this viral clip, Jude Bellingham, Marcus Rashford, Declan Rice and James Maddison got together to look at the FC24 stats, trying to guess which player was which based on the rather arbitrary numbers EA had come up with.
Let's just
go my God. Ladders. You're going to be gutted.
71 pace.
Predictably, a lot of them had issues, particularly with their own cards, with Bellingham's shooting in the 70s. Declan Rice's was even worse though, getting only 65 for his shooting.
Let's see that card.
Hang on, look at these.
Should we do a quick little rapid assessment to the camera?
Shocking, shocking, shocking.
Number 7. Gordon Banks' upset stomach.
England crashed out of the World Cup, and I think for many years it was just seen as one of those, sporting bad luck situations.
Way back in 1970, goalkeeper Gordon Banks, who put in an extraordinary performance in that year's World Cup, ended up unfit for matches after developing food poisoning, or so we thought. At the time, conspiracy theories began to circulate that Banks had been poisoned by none other than the CIA. But why would the CIA want to poison a goalkeeper to ensure that West Germany won the next match?
Look, you don't normally put football poison and the CIA in the same sentence.
Apparently, it was all to help boost the morale of Brazil, which eventually won the tournament. However, decades later, and Banks' grandson, Ed Jervis, launched an investigation with the help of a journalist, and their verdict was that an elaborate poisoning was surprisingly plausible.
And sadly, my granddad, Gordon Banks, fell ill just before the crucial game against West Germany.
Number 6. The 2026 World Cup photos. When the team portraits ahead of the 2026 World Cup were released, the British public immediately began rinsing the players. Why they were posed the way they were is anyone's guess, with some of the pictures being absolutely bizarre. There was one of Anthony Gordon that was widely compared to a picture of the late Princess Diana, and it wasn't difficult to see why. Photos of goalkeeper Dean Henderson were also jarring, as was a picture of Harry Kane looking extremely bored. We're not sure the aspiring footballers of today would want to put any of these images on their walls to idolize, although it's hard not to look silly in Nike's bizarre AI-designed kits. Number 5. Capello pinches the ball. Fabio Capello made a lot of enemies during his time as England boss, and one of them was, apparently, David Beckham. It was goalkeeper Ben Foster who told this story recently on a podcast about an incident in the training room while they were preparing for a match at Wembley. While Beckham was playing two-touch ahead of a game, Capello came in and took the ball, leaving him with nothing to do. It was yet another example of Capello's controlling behavior as a manager, something that has eventually damaged his reputation in the long run despite his professional success. Number 4. Water balloon fight. While these athletes are competing at the top level in the biggest sport in the world, they still find time to have fun. There was plenty of chaos during the group stages of the 2020 Euros rescheduled into 2021, even between the relentless practice routines. At one point, a morale-boosting water balloon fight was arranged while they were all enjoying the pool together, leading to complete chaos as they kept forming teams and ganging up on one another. Manchester City star Phil Foden seems to have caused the most mischief that year, also organising a kickabout with a heavy medicine ball that didn't end well.
They ganged up on us, we created a wall. Shield.
Number 3. Wags invade Baden-Baden.
When the wives and girlfriends of England's footballers arrived in Germany in 2006, they made more headlines than Sven's men ever did.
It's not just the players who caused trouble at tournaments. During the 2006 World Cup in Germany, the wives and girlfriends of England's footballers captured all the media attention for their wild nights at Baden-Baden. Victoria Beckham, Cheryl Cole, Colleen Rooney, and more all seized the spotlights when they were all booked into the same hotel as the sports journalists covering the tournament.
With the likes of Victoria Beckham, Cheryl Cole and Colleen Rooney descending on Baden-Baden, there was a media frenzy.
Seizing the opportunity, tabloid hacks refused to move elsewhere and instead started covering the players' significant others. Though the acronym already existed, this was the birth of the modern wag, popularizing the term and concept. To this day, that specific cohort of footballers' wives remains immensely famous.
I think the wives are going to be quite upset with Roy's decision. This is their husband's greatest moment, performing at the World Cup.
Number 2. Faith healing.
So you're staying on?
Well, unless, somebody else tells me anything different later on today.
Even weirder than inventing a new type of celebrity was the time Glenn Hoddle took the team's well-being further than any other manager by hiring a faith healer. The healer in question, Eileen Drury, was well known to Hoddle, who claimed he'd used her services to get over an injury when he was much younger. Hoddle was mocked for this, but years later claimed he stood by the decision and still believed in Eileen's abilities to miraculously heal injuries. At one point, according to Ian Wright, Ray Parlour made a quip about Eileen giving him a haircut when she put her hands on his head, which apparently led to her ordering Hoddle to kick him out of the squad.
I went in there with a calf strain. She put her hands on the back of my head. I just, short back inside. Next minute, I'm not in the World Cup squad.
Number 1. Lineker's accidents.
I've spent a lot of time talking about toilet stuff over the years. Right. Once my little accident became public knowledge, which was...
While this did happen on the pitch, it's not exactly a football moment. Gary Lineker went down in history during the 1990 World Cup, not for his performance, but for the fact he had an accident during a match against Ireland.
And the night before the game, I started to feel a little bit not well, and I was up half the night out with diarrhea.
Lineker went down and nobody knew what had happened, but he ended up dragging himself along the pitch. He was then understandably taken off, though thankfully he'd already scored England's only goal that match early in the first half.
And as I slid, I relaxed, let's say, and forgot to hold, and it just went.
He later explained that he'd fallen ill the night before, but kept it a secret because he wanted to play that badly. We're glad he did, considering that goal, but it took him a long time to recover from the humiliation.
But you can see me rubbing my backside along the ground like it's like a dog.
Yeah.
Trying to get it, and then
and you can see the panic in your eyes as well.
Let us know your favourite World Cup stories in those comments below.